Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today we with Rama, Dhia, and Radithya,
Ahmad Sulthan Muharram.
Muhammad Rizqy El Ghifari.
and we want to tell a fairy tale with the title The Emperor's New Clothes.
Once upon a time, there was an emperor. He had a big round belly, bushy eyebrow, and a very long mustache. I am so wonderful, he would say. Look at my wonderful eyebrows. Look at my excellent mustache. I am look marvelous. The emperor loved to wear fancy clothes. He had 400 fancy shirts, 300 pairs of fancy pants, and 1000 pairs of fancy socks. He also loved to say a fancy word like empirical, cantankerous, discombobulated. He didn't know what the fancy word meant, but he liked to say it anyway. He liked to sound intelligent. I am so intelligent, he said. I am a genius.
One day, a man arrived at the palace. He said he was the tailor. He said he could make the fanciest clothes in the land. But really, this man was dishonest man. He earned his money by fooling rich people. The tailor brought the emperor 10 suitcases. Your most majestic and intelligent majesty, he said. Everyone knows that you are the most intelligent man in the world. And I have created some amazing new clothes. These clothes are only for intelligent people. In fact, stupid people cannot even see these clothes. The emperor clapped his hands.
Amazing! With this cloth, I can know who is smart and who is stupid. I will never be bored by idiots again. Let me try these clothes.
The tailor undressed the emperor until he stood on his underpants. He unpacked his tape measure. He measured the emperor's arms, legs, shoulders, and all around his big round belly. The tailor reached inside one of the suitcases. No, this one is too small. No, this one is too big. Ah, this is perfect. He pretended to lift a shirt out of the suitcase. What do you think? Said the tailor. The emperor gasped. He couldn't see anything. Isn't it wonderful? Said the tailor. And remember, these clothes are invisible to idiots. The tailor reached into his suitcase again. Look at these pants. Aren't they beautiful? And they are completely invisible to idiots. Look at this jacket. See the colors? A complete nincompoop will absolutely see nothing, said the tailor.
Yes, very nice.
Stammered the emperor. But he was confused. Why couldn't he see the clothes? Surely it's not possible that I am an idiot, he thought. A complete moron wouldn't know fancy clothes like vestibule, crepuscular, fevertigible. But the emperor said nothing. The tailor pretended to dress the emperor in his invisible shirt, pants, jacket, and shoes. The emperor stood in front of the mirror. He wanted to see the clothes, but all he saw was his big round belly.
I'm not sure that it's really my style,
Said the emperor.
but let me get a second opinion.
The emperor called his most intelligent friend into the room.
Friend, what do you think of these new clothes? Only intelligent people can see these new clothes. Stupid people see nothing at all.
Of course, his friend didn't see anything either, but he didn't want to look stupid.
Oh yes, that is a great shirt. The pants are the perfect color, and that shoes is so cool.
Said his friend. The emperor was excited.
I will wear these new clothes in the parade tomorrow.
The emperor gave the tailor a lot of money. The tailor left the palace with 10 suitcases full of gold. When he was safely in his carriage, he laughed long and hard.
Ha ha ha, what a doofus.
That night, the emperor didn't sleep. He stayed up late. He reading the biggest, heaviest book in his library.
I just need a few more fancy words. Then I'll be able to see my clothes.
He thought. In the morning, two servants came to the emperor's room to dress him for the parade. Of course, they couldn't see any clothes either, but they said nothing. The pretended to dress the emperor in invisible pants, invisible shirt, invisible jacket, and an invisible hat. The emperor looked at himself at the mirror. He stared and squinted. He turned his head left and right. And wait, that was out of the corner of his eye. He thought saw select shimmering fabric, a checkered pattern, a tiny bit of color. He could see the clothes. In reality, there were no clothes. But we often see what we want to see. The emperor was happy he could finally see the clothes.
Let's join the parade!
The emperor shouted.
Everybody from the town was at the parade. All the intelligent people were there. All the scientists, all the writers, all the teachers, and all the children. The emperor stood in his open carriage and waved at the crowd. But as the emperor's carriage drove down the street, the crowd fell silent. The music stopped, and everybody stared at the emperor. This cloth must be amazing, thought the emperor. But from the back of the crowd, a child yelled, "Mommy, I can see his underpants!" Everybody gasped. Then there were a few giggled. Then everybody from the street, loud and loud and loud even harder. They clapped their hands and shouted,
Underpants! Underpants!
The emperor heard the crowd laugh. He knew he had been fooled. He knew he wasn't wearing a special cloth. In fact, he wasn't wearing nothing, only his underpants. He jumped out of his carriage and ran all the way to the palace. Behind him, he heard,
Underpants! Underpants!
He ran to his bedroom and slammed the door. Then, when his friend found him, he was laying at the bed wearing all his fancy pants, fancy shirt, and all 1,000 pairs of fancy socks.
And here is the end of the story. Moral of the story is, honesty are more valuable than arrogance. We can see the emperor's arrogance when he didn't sew the clothes that the tailor showed him. He didn't say he didn't see it because he didn't want to look stupid. So do his friend and his servants. They didn't want to look stupid. That's why they tell a lie. Wassalamualaikum
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.